every Tuesday exclusively on Beacon.
Nice.
Get in on Beacon.
So get in on it. We have a good time.
Anyway, it does look so pretty, Ashley.
Thank you so much.
The color is so pretty.
No, I can't figure out what to do with the color now, you guys. The Fern is
staring
done.
at the back, but
Thank
it's
you.
so beautiful.
I dyed it red for Fern.
Well, Fern's not done.
He looks very young with a
Hey, Laura!
Guess what, guys?
There we are.
Available now in all shops.
That was actually
It's a brand new red dice bag of hoarding.
Oh, it's too big to cup.
Is it evil?
This is for all of your evil dice. It's lined, it's pretty. Y'all, it's pretty. Pattern, art by Savannah Mayer. Inspired by our very favorite critter, Christina Ahrens. Thank you for designing those bags to begin with.
This is our favorite critter?
Well, she made a bag for me.
Oh, okay.
Plus, guess what?
Big words.
That was a big word. In all of our shops, we have a free shipping promo going on right now.
That's cool.
Get a deal. And a big sale just this weekend on dice and accessories to help you fill up this awesome dice bag. Woo! And for your closet, oh, this is cool. Heroes and Villains. Nope, you scrolled too far. They made something. Heroes and Villains just released a new set of Mighty Nine apparel with a grungy look fit for all our misfits.
That's right.
We did. Oh shit! It's such a high chair.
90s are back.
Okay, look, we got some really cool T-shirts. They do such good work.
Oh, God, they're so
These
pretty.
badass T-shirts. There's a really awesome cardigan. You've worn it.
awesome.
It's the Mighty Nine cardigan. It's so cool. And then there's one that's like a jacket with Jester on the back. It's like super punk. It's super
I like how
cool.
they just drew Ashley.
Anyway, check it out. Heroesvillains.com.
It's just you.
I don't know what they're talking about, scrolling and teleprompters. I'm doing this all impromptu. And with that, let's dive into tonight's wrap-up of Critical Role Campaign 3.
One by one we climb until we reach the top. 2 by 2 we fall. Will we meet our end or meet our destiny? Hold your breath and roll.
How do you want to do this?
It's Thursday night. All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our ride. There is magic and mystery. Who knows what will happen? He might. But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight.
From the healer to the renegade, we all share the same goal. Adding more allies, taking more chances. Hold your breath and roll.
You can certainly try.
It's Thursday night.
All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our flight. There is magic and mystery. From darkness our friendship will rise. But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. Oh, get ready. It's Thursday night.
Welcome back to the wrap-up campaign. I get it now. It's hard.
Yeah.
It is tough. And the Age of Reclamation. We're going to begin tonight at the end. We're going to cover the most recent arc first and slowly work our way backwards through Campaign 3. And here in this magical tome, it's a tablet, I have some questions for you all, written by the amazing Danny Carr.
Happy anniversary. I'm sorry, Robbie.
No, please. And if you're in the Discord chat right now, feel free to drop Q, and we may be able to answer it on the air. Is that really possible?
That is possible. We can see the questions.
Technology. And so, let's begin. Welcome, everyone. We have a very first question, and it's not for all of you, it's for one specific person. My favorite of you. Just kidding. It's for Sam! I'm just kidding. That's how I'm really going to win you guys over in this interview process. I got it. Our first question is, how would FCG have felt about the prospect of the gods taking on someone's name is in the thing on top of the question, so I can't read it. It's okay.
Mortal forms.
Technology, they're mortal forms, and leaving Exandria without divinity for a time.
Wow. Well, spoilers, FCG is dead. So,
Hey, God.
yeah, so wouldn't feel anything. But hypothetically, I think FCG would ultimately feel like that's the best way to get out of the pickle that we were in, which is sort of how I, Sam Riegel, also think about it. I liked seeing the gods up on their perch, and I'm going to miss them up there. But I also don't want to see them being chased around the galaxy. So what? You're just laughing at. It's just okay. Let's get this out of the way. Travis shaved his beard, guys.
Chat, we know.
We know.
We are aware.
Okay.
Hashtag we know.
I came in to Critical Role this way. I come out. It's also because of mocap. I hate it. So does my son.
Explain.
I shaved it down to just a mustache, which
was really fun.
Which was fun. I was like a cop for a day, and then he was like, "I hate it, Daddy," and so I just shaved it for mocap. And every time I come in, he goes, "Throw it back." I was like, "It takes a bit." And nobody wants this, okay?
I think you look great.
Thank you, Sam.
It's very circa 2014.
Yeah. That's
We're
bringing it back around, right?
You look like you're.
Yes, full circle.
It's a full circle situation,
That's right.
which is why it's happening again.
That's right. Thank you.
I'm all for the mustache coming
The
back.
mustache was great.
Yeah, I like the mustache.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
What,
I
the
liked it a
mustache?
lot.
Just the mustache.
Yeah.
Just the mustache.
It was
I
not,
didn't.
It's not
We didn't
good.
get
I'm team flavor saver.
Yeah, it's a little
No Sugar Ray on this?
No.
Oh my God! And not everybody can be Robbie, okay? Robbie looks like a cologne commercial over there.
From this.
I feel like we're off the rails. I feel like we're definitely.
I know.
I'm jealous of that.
I don't think we've finished a single question. We're one.
¿Pedo? Ah, bien, tranquilo. Aquí con mis gatos estúpidos que perdieron la tapa del café y están jugando con el agua. ¿Tienes una tapa para el café? Ah, no, la pinche gata la metió en el café, ya lo acabo de ver. Oh, Dios mío. Ven por él.
Oh my goodness.
All right, our next question is from Matt. Everyone loves loot. Are there any other relics of the Red Solstice besides Seedling? Does the Ring of Remembrance count?
Oh yeah, the Ring of Remembrance. Well, the Ring of Remembrance.
Simo metió la tapa del café en el agua.
Yeah. Ring of Remembrance was actually technically crafted during. No. That was some. Sorry, I'm trying to get.
You're checking through it.
I'm checking through my elements there. Yeah,
I get it.
No, that was crafted. So that would be one of the solstice. Yeah, there are plenty of artifacts that were crafted in the area. Like I said, each era has its own artifacts that are distributed or crafted and then given that delineation for that time period. The vestiges were definitely the most prominent because they were required to be on a certain level of power, both from a divine scale and from competing arcana. In the wake of the Age of Arcana. And so yeah, there are others, and maybe we'll get to explore those down the road.
Yes. That was the most thorough and nerdy yes I've ever heard in my life. It was perfect.
Oh, bro, the night's still young.
Next question is for Travis.
Said I look like a handsome Squidward. What the fuck does that mean?
You know the meme?
I know! It's a meme?
Guys, there could be
You
a
know
lot
handsome
more
Squidward?
I don't know handsome Squidward.
gifts
Is it an
and weird
internet thing?
images in the chat right now.
We have them turned off.
Oh, you do?
Well, otherwise we're not going to be able to see any questions.
Very
Probably.
true.
Otherwise it will just be Green Matt jerking off the whole time.
Which is kind of like...
I need this day.
Sorry, Robbie. I'm so sorry.
I am. Whenever I'm not here.
Thank you so much for joining us, everybody.
This is going great.
It's going great.
This is going
Like a
great.
bus to go wrong. Yeah.
The next question is for Travis. There it is. Yes, it's perfect. It is you.
I love it.
Travis, why did you decide to shave your beard? I'm just kidding. Did Chetney plan to deliver Ashton to the Bright Queen as she requested?
Yeah.
I think he definitely would have considered it. Only, well, for two reasons. One, because it would have been entertaining as shit to watch.
Fair.
And because I think Ashton could handle themselves very, very well, even in the clutches of the Kreen dynasty. And I just would want to see what would have happened.
Yeah, suck up, but I'll accept it. Yeah.
No, it's true. If there was somebody that would that I would have felt was less capable, then maybe not. But poor them. If you get Ashton on your hands.
Matt,
Robbie,
do you know where the gods are now? Like, do you know where they are?
Do you know?
in your big old brain?
Are they coordinates? We need time.
Are they all the same age? Do they all get instantly reborn as children, as babies, like at the same moment?
these are all great questions that maybe we'll get a chance to explore down the road. Now, I have some inclinations on a handful of them, but also I for the moment, I'm kind of leaving it a mystery until the opportunity arises to develop, opportunities to explore that.
But are we done with Exandrian content forever?
Absolutely not. But no, part of this too is an invitation for those who are playing Exandria and want to explore a campaign post, the solstice and the whole chaos of Predathos and the catathiosis of the Pantheon, to where now there can be storylines that we can explore and you can explore that involve this new epic and the hunt for where these gods might be coming to consciousness and awareness in the generation to come.
So fun and teasery. I love it. Taliesin, Ashton seemed rather different after he came back to life after having become a living beacon. Are they different?
Yes, for a number of reasons. One, you can only have, I think, so many brain transplants before you start to question the nature of your sense of self. And they're on brain number 3 now. That's heady, pun intended. That, and also they kind of fulfilled their greatest wish in life, which was to be irritatingly heroic in a way that was just inconvenient and obnoxious. So there's kind of a lot of now what, and getting a sense of something that will actually bring some sense of pleasure and. It was really, I think I'm going to go travel and find myself. So yeah, they're very different for a number of reasons.
I think that Ashton and Kingsley should spend some time together. Both characters have had their snow globe shaken real hard.
Mm-hmm. I don't know who would be a bad influence on who.
Sure, yes.
That's fun.
Yes.
Kingsley, that's fair. Very bad influence.
Ashley, what does Fern think of Ira's warning that the Unseelie court is searching because of Zethuta's death? Is she worried or unconcerned that they might be looking for?
Oh.
Wait, why? I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
Don't worry, neither did you.
I was gonna say, I was like, I feel like, I know that's always kind of been going on a little bit in the background, but I feel like she's not really that concerned about it. I really do. I feel like that. It just feels more firm to just be like, well, we'll figure that out. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Miss Galloway, you have a whole kingdom looking for you.
Cool. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think she's kind of unbothered by it. It's like that meme, that unbothered, moisturized, in your lane, where it's just like it's like a capybara that's just like in water hanging out. I'll see if I can find it.
There's a whole
I'm sure.
language I don't understand.
There are tens of millions of memes. You're good.
Yeah, then it would all make sense.
I choose to believe that Nana Mori is paying attention to that for Fern.
I do too. I do too. I feel like Nana Mori's got a beat on that.
Matt, what will happen to the All Minds Burn seed on Ruidus?
What's
gonna happen?
You can tell us that.
Know that one?
Well,
That's a thing you can reveal.
I'll reveal elements. I will say with the destruction of the Weave Mind and the slow reincorporation of Ruidian culture and kind of into Exandria, that alleviates one massive dangerous power structure on Ruidus. But one unknown entity, now forever changed from two coming together as one, now begins to weave its way further into the rock and stone of Ruidus. So the All Minds Burn and the Mycete fungal network of Ruidus independently are no more. Something new has come to that union, and maybe we'll have an opportunity to explore that in the future. I know it's going to be an answer to a lot of things here, but intentionally there are threads that kind of, weren't part of the final dovetail of the main campaign arc that, were things maybe we get a chance to do down the road.
I have a question going
Yep.
off of that.
Yep.
Were we supposed to do that way sooner than when we did?
That was originally my assumption. and in doing so, it would have altered aspects of the final confrontation and the kind of the return to Ruidus.
Listen, it was always in our mind to do it, but every time I was something else happened, and I was like, I'm not gonna stop the scene just so I can say I'm planting a seed. So you did it so much better.
No, I mean, we both did.
Yeah, we were both like, now. Yeah, and then it just kept and then we were off of the moon, and then we were back on the moon.
Life happened. Matt or Danny, remind me how many weeks this story was, or months? It's not that much, right?
3.5 months.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know if we got to 4. I have the timeline somewhere. I'm not going to search for it right now. But yeah, it's like 4 months maybe.
Okay.
So
D&D.
Wow.
Adventurer's lifestyle.
But it's going to be a little sad if we rescued all these people from one hive mind to just throw another one in there and be like, deal with that now. Yeah.
¿Dónde vas? Te toca tu colita. No dejes que te toque tu colita. Han de ser sus hijos, ¿verdad? Ponle más agua. ¿Tiene agua? Sí, tiene agua. Es aquí.
I won't speak for Percy, but at least I can speak for Ashton and Caduceus they were both. Yeah, Percy's answer is different though. Ashton and Caduceus have the same feeling of this is the perfect outcome because it's kind to everybody. It's kind to the gods. It's kind to even the villainous gods and it's kind to everybody. People who wanted the gods, people who wanted the gods gone. Everyone gets a little bit of what they want, and there's nothing more. That's so rare in life that it feels like everyone got a gift. Yeah, that would be it. Yeah. Everyone got a gift. There we are.
That's a good answer. But finally, the kissy questions. That's what I've been waiting for. This is for Marisha and Liam. Is it enough for Keyleth and Vax to meet up every once in a while, or does that just make them miss each other even more?
Oh, well, separation makes the heart go fonder and all that, over 30 years. Well, I imagine, though, you would have, an extended reprieve, right?
Well, I don't know what it is, and I don't feel the urge to rush to, stamp what it is yet. One of the things I liked about the beautiful ending to Campaign 1 was it was a very poetic, soft, final note, and then it left it up to our imagination and our audience's imagination to wonder what that was like for Keyleth and moving forward from there. And similar to Matt, you saying who knows what we'll explore in different ways in the future. I don't know what we're going to do for all of Exandria or for these two, but it's definitely an improvement than being dead. But I don't want to. I would rather you guys and we, at least right now, leave that up to our imagination.
Yeah.
I think.
It definitely feels like a very adult relation. Like it's a working relationship. Like I'm very busy with my career. You're very busy with your career.
Dead stuff.
And we're going to navigate that as we go.
Dead stuff.
What is your career now?
Taking care
Well,
of a baby.
it's like finding the Dalai Lama every several decades, probably, looking for the matron, and with Morrigan sort of upholding whatever the new version of the matron's flock is, and getting to know his nieces and nephews, and eventually their kids, and I don't know. I don't wanna try to predict or carve out what we might see in some form someday.
Wait, I forget. Do you have a long life like Keyleth now?
That was part of the hope and intent for this. Was he continues to be the champion, much like how Pravon lived an extended life as part of that station, until eventually he was slain in the calamity. But in an odd way, this allows them to enjoy more time together in the theory than they would have otherwise.
I also like the idea that, in the past, people said, well, Vax will show up and shuffle everyone off to the afterlife. I think that's still true, but he'll just be at the bedside beforehand, and then off they go.
At the bedside.
Yeah.
Comes out again, full circle.
You're going to show up like randomly at our beds at like 3 a.m. going, it's time. Oh, God, now it's
How many times has Vax appeared to Chetney?
Not yet, you fucking bird.
Motherfucker, I'm going to explode up out of your hot tub at just the right moment.
That's how I'd want to go. Marisha and Matt, is Laudna truly free of Delilah now that she's trapped in her chest? And was it ever possible for the two of them to be completely separate?
I never want to tell a player no if ingenuity allows them to outthink the logic. In my mind, the magic that keeps Laudna alive, like present, is tethered to Delilah's presence. So they were more or less, one couldn't continue to exist in Exandria without the other at this point. However, it's an interesting question in the wake of your decision at the end of campaign 3 to shuffle off the undead curse, if you will, to join Imogen in her natural life. So, I mean, I'd say before that, it would be very, very challenging to do so, since they were so irrevocably tethered. Now you're alive, with a crystal, with a necromancer still in your
inside
torso.
my body. Yeah, she's definitely still there, just very contained. She's my own little arc reactor.
As your hands were like touching each other, and you just got the color back in your skin.
Yeah.
Heartburn.
Yeah.
Laura, I have a question.
Toss something in real quick.
Toss.
And just say that one of my favorite moments of the final game was you guys deciding to go find Liev Tell. That was nothing I planned. I didn't even think of that ever. And you just, I broke into a panic too, and I was like, "Oh, Matt's going to take it now, right?" Nope. Okay. Okay, I'm the elf lady again. And I just seeing the two of you so heartbroken and longing for something, my brain just started going like through all of the math of my character sheet. I'm like, I'm on a level 20 character. Can I do anything? And it was just one of those like accidental magic things. I'm really fond of that moment.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
Laura, I want to hear from you. So you got a multi-parter question. Oh yeah, this one goes deep. You once said, I'm sure you remember, on Four-Sided Dive, that Imogen saw Liliana as her savior growing up, keeping her safe in her dreams. How does Imogen feel now that the roles are?
Black that out too early. Hang on.
Yeah.
There we go.
Now that the roles are reversed and she's quite literally her mother's savior, how is their relationship now?
I think their relationship now is kind of starting from scratch. She had an idea of what her mother was when she was growing up. Like, she was her savior. She's the thing that's, and it's like anybody meeting their heroes, and like seeing, oh, you're human.
Yeah, wait, didn't we have this conversation once? It was, there's a moment every child realizes that their parents are just people.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that occurred through the course of this?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, and I think she has to get to know Liliana now for who she actually is and not a concept in her mind.
That's it?
From my mind, Liliana, post this main narrative, really, I see her akin to a person coming out of a cult.
Yes.
A person who was kind of brainwashed by perspective and it's so deeply close to a particular worldview that they are kind of learning how to be themselves divorced from that being put upon them, and kind of probably a lot of guilt about what she lost and doing what she thought was right, and to your point, trying to reforge that relationship.
Yeah, it's funny because like with Jester, it was like, I will definitely get them back together. They're going to have the most fabulous, fairy tale life. These my parents, and Imogen does not feel that way. It's kind of like, I would be shocked if they find each other again.
Does your mom still? Can she call you in your dreams?
Yeah, I can still dream talk to people. So.
But is it like when your mom calls and you're like, oh hi, hi, yeah, no, I'm fine, fine. I gotta go.
Is that how you like when your mom calls?
No, I love my mom.
Your mom's watching.
I know. I love her.
That's a real problem, though, because in our world, you have to pick up the phone to answer mom. Who knows what you're doing with Laudna when that call comes in?
Well, luckily, I'll be dreaming. She can't just I guess she could pop in just like Jester could pop in.
Chat, you have Travis convinced he is handsome Squidward now. Please.
Oh my god!
Travis, you haven't had enough questions. Did PopCon happen? And if so, did Chetney go to it as special guest and headline keynote speaker?
Yes! Of course he did!
100%. Yes, if he survived long enough, he absolutely did. It definitely happened. And people flocked from near and far. The Fate Stitcher is very powerful. And so PopCon sold out of its VIP badges on its first day.
Where was the venue?
Overflow hotels.
Where's the venue?
Located?
Oh, shit.
I mean, it's got to be on Rumblecusp.
Rumblecusp has become the new convention spot now.
Absolutely.
Since TravelerCon was such a success.
It's like the Joko Cruise. It's like the...
I've heard it's gotten a little too corporate lately.
Yeah, it's gotten too big.
Well, we're no stranger to watching Matthew Mercer do one-man shows as multiple NPCs, but with Campaign 3 being Critical Role's first major crossover event, the cast also got a taste of what it's like to RP opposite yourself. My friends,
that shouldn't be too difficult.
Following the brisk jog of Pike Trickfoot,
I noticed that Ashton is not with us, and I turn around and I totally got confused. I saw Pike turn around and wave at him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, instead of Fern.
Pike's mine now. Kenneth had a strange habit of talking to this tree.
He talks.
Well, she talks to it.
What does she say?
She says it's nice.
Oh, I was thinking, the immediate notion would
Reverse
be...
alphabetical order.
The reverse notion would be... actually, it was difficult because it was Ashton's idea, so hold on, Ashton, you got... No, it's no problem. It's really nice not to be, the most fucked up in the group for a month.
possible.
Alakazam!
Not possible. Lady Keyleth. Lady Laura. Personal.
Waiting for hands and the beards to come up.
Professor. Lady Laura. Personal.
The rest of the game.
Like all the buildings look like bodies and body parts.
What city was this?
Sounds awesome.
Got confused again.
We do have parts of our friend. We keep just.
You carry parts of his body?
Well, his
Oh, wait, no.
face.
You did it!
You know what's interesting about her voice? She can do a message, and it's very precise.
Yeah.
Just a little, just like right to the point.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
What, like that's hard or something? I could do that too if I really wanted to.
I know.
I like the way you
Consider it done.
Thank you. It's a total waste if you don't use all your words. I mean, what's the fucking point?
400 years and counting. I've seen many things, but none of them as pretty as you.
Oh, well, I mean, so many suitors today. Right?
Right.
Yes.
Are you single? No. Oh, then no.
It was so good seeing you guys. I'm so glad we got to meet you before we all perish in a great red doom.
Jester, that is not what's going to happen.
No.
Nope, that's not what's going to happen.
Is there any kind of time differential between in here and out there? Like, are we going to come out a couple days later or anything? Or,
What do you mean?
No, we are just one. We are just
We're still in enemy territory.
away from me, Satan.
Everything's going perfectly. Welcome to the next section. It is downfall questions. The first one is for Matt.
Okay.
If Ludinus had been successful in releasing the events of Downfall to Exandrians, how would that have been? How would that have affected things?
Someplace livable.
Thank you.
It's interesting because, like, from the perspective of the Ruby Vanguard, specifically Ludinus's loathing for the gods and the history that they, in his mind, have wrought destruction upon. He's in that mindset of, if other people could see this, they'll see my perspective. Many would have, to a certain degree. Many folks just would have been left kind of questioning. Some folks probably wouldn't have believed it. It would have led to a lot of chaos throughout the world. But I don't think it would have been a total flip of culture in the way that he had wanted.
I really don't like this.
You know, Ludinus is very
How
caught
are we
up in his
helping the
mind.
less
He's
fortunate
hyper
trudging around
intelligent
in here?
in a lot of technical ways, but his emotionally driven hatred is one of the few blinding things about him, as well as his sense of ego, which you guys were very good about knocking out from under him and pissing him off. It was
Fair
great.
enough, my friend.
So yeah, I think it definitely would have caused a lot of social rows and probably it would have shaken up a lot of the discussion about the history of that era, of the place of the gods in the world, and it would have caused a lasting rippling effect through a lot of Exandrian culture for a long time surrounding faith and mythology. But I don't think it would have had the profound impact we would have hoped for. That's kind of him being blind
to the very rocks
from his perspective
themselves.
a little bit.
How much time would you say after a decision like that is made by a player? And this is just me making up a question.
Yeah.
I have to know because it's what we're talking about in essence, a hypothetical. How much time do you spend thinking about the way that player choices could affect this world that you and your cast have created?
Whenever I'm driving.
yeah. Whenever you're in the middle of an existential crisis? Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
And whenever I have a quiet moment, like driving on the road is usually when I'm doing like a campaign, thought process and trying to ponder on what player choices might happen and how it might affect the world so I can have some kind of rough background noise that I can pull from. And then often it's nowhere near enough and then you guys do crazy shit and I have to make it up on the spot and follow the logic. So, yeah, that's awesome.
Laura, having played the matron in Downfall, how do you think she feels about Vex outrunning death so much? And Matt, do you think Vex was also high on the list to be the Raven Queen's champion?
No, I want to know that one.
You first.
That's hard because I feel like she doesn't really have a problem with it because, you know, like the twin is like hers, so it's kind of like payment.
The noises you were making.
I know. Fully committed to this bit.
I just think she never like turned undead or anything. It was all like fair play.
That's solid.
Yeah.
Student thinks slightly.
As far, honestly, when you in campaign 1 when you first arrived at the sunken temple, with the intent of retrieving the Deathwalker's ward,
How can I
I
help?
didn't have in mind who that would go to necessarily. There were members of the party that was probably likely going to based on just skill set and abilities, but I had considered it could have gone to Percy, it could have gone to you. You know, no one had really kind of built up a rapport
One word
with
about
any
size
of the
and you can
divine
forget
forces
it.
in the world aside from Pike. And Pike is very kind of, maybe, I wouldn't say antithetical, but wasn't, well, partially wasn't even there for half the campaign because you're in New York. But when you were there, the Everlight and the Matron kind of fill very different roles. So I
Glad to
didn't
be of
expect that to be there.
Please.
So yeah,
let me
I think Vex could very well have been
Always willing to try.
an interesting opportunity for that. But also a champion in a
Something
different
amiss?
sense. Because in that point in time, there wasn't.
Very well.
You know, if you had taken the armor upon yourself, it would have been like a chosen more than a champion.
Right.
You know, much like everyone else kind of became champions as the campaign went on, but it was more like you were given a boon and you represented some of their will and force in Exandria in this chaos
I'm
with
ready
Vecna.
for anything. I'll
It
certainly
was
try.
truly the fall of Vex and the deal that Vex made that sealed him as a true champion and a, like, you are now tied to the fate of the Matron, and based on how it continued to go in the campaign, further and entirely bound your entire future.
Manus, potentis.
You can binge all the seasons of Blind Spot.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I love you.
Let's keep the spotlight right on you.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. What do you think happened to Trist's children? Who do you hope they became?
I just
Foolish. And just
hope
ask,
they
and I'll do
became
it.
good people. I mean, I wasn't hoping that they would, you know, become. I mean, obviously they would, but at the time I wasn't thinking that they would be demigods. But I hope they do good in the world.
Where can I be of most use?
I think when we played it through and then we sort of got to the end, and you know, Triss deciding that she does have to go back to the gods. I was like, why did I choose this as my backstory? Because this is an awful choice. But
Something is wrong here.
Like celestial ancestry variations, as well as just individuals with touches
Ready
of
for
celestial
anything?
blood.
Fine.
Like so, fun bits.
Taliesin.
Go
if you insist. Did you enjoy seeing Asha's Wild Mother still have influence in Divergence? Was
Yes.
your take on her still conducive
At your
to
command.
Wild Mother?
Yeah, I mean, I will say that tends to be a bit broad because it's very
How
bounty
can I
wild
help?
mother versus famine wild mother.
Of course.
Nature's got modes, and it was really nice to see that the cruel, the nature desperately trying to like crack its way out of such a terrible environment. It was like,
How may I
there's my
assist?
little mice, just rooting their way in, just
That
getting a little
shouldn't be too
seed in that
difficult.
crack and shattering that mountain. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I felt really good.
yeah, that was a nice touch.
Yeah, it felt fun.
got a question for you. Did you and Brennan work together on the original names of the gods, and more, and the other name of the original god of death?
Okay. It's interesting. The original discussion for Tengar was to have the gods' names not be legible or recognizable by the audience. It was meant to be like their titles and names were intentionally beyond the concept of like a mortal mind to understand. And so, as part of that ethereal space of Tengar, the names were more or less like whatever Brennan wanted to create because they were going to not matter in the final series. And unfortunately, I think the subtitles kind of undercut that when when the episode went up. So in my headcanon, those are the best approximations that a mortal mind can make, but they're actually true names of that era themselves. Concept, much like how the matrons.
Something is wrong here.
That's how I.
That was a moment.
The group needs me.
Remember when the entire audience thought that first 10 minutes was going to be the entire run?
Yep.
Like, I can't do it.
And I was like, I swear, just give it a second.
It was
just wait.
It was an artistic choice on an art standpoint that I still stand by.
Yeah.
I think it was really, but I can see where it'd be hard if that was your assumption. That was the entire.
We're like, this is it. This is just gonna be weird orbs over people's mouths. I'm
talking ball of light.
Yeah.
So, my apologies.
It's a rumpus.
What happened to Hallis? That the sick little boy that Amir said.
Oh yeah, Hallis, not
Halas.
Halas.
No, Halas was of another floating city. It's weird. Over history, people can have similar names. No, I envision that child. Yeah, it's weird.
My next character is going to be neat.
Yes. Someone has to.
They are Legion. They get together every year. They have like a big reunion. I think Hallis is likely became a figure recovering and kind of helping be a caretaker and protector of survivors through the calamity. Probably, being more focused on the communities in the ground. Especially going through that experience.
Priest of the
terrifying cusp of Aeor in those moments. Likely focused on, trying to protect the common folk that were more or less the biggest casualties to the middle of that chaos. So that'd be my interpretation.
Okay, nice.
Bullshit. He's a loss.
Teleprompter's telling me to move on. I'm going to ignore it.
Oh, wait. I'm going to jump in.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a question from Beacon.
Whoa! Do it! That's what it's for!
I know, and it's crazy!
How can someone participate in that sort of Discord?
Well, it's really great. You can actually you can subscribe to beacon.tv right now if you want to participate in the live Discord chat that's happening. Right now, they're either all I've got one job. Yeah, you're missing out on memes about Travis or people pumping us up. Okay, this one, I've seen kind of a version of this a few times, but this is from that guy, Dylan. It's for you, Sam.
Okay. Hi.
Reyes was brought into the campaign, obviously, very late. Would you have made his character this campaign or another campaign because you didn't have a chance to expand on him as much as you would have? Like in another campaign?
Sorry.
Get it together, Dylan. It's not so easy, is it?
Would you have preferred to make this in one campaign? For this campaign? Would you?
I'm sorry.
Explain it.
They did write the look. I'm trying to get through it.
Thank you, Dylan, for that cohesive question. I think I certainly would have loved to do more Breas. I really like Breas as a character, but I don't feel like I missed out. He got a nice little arc, which is all you can really hope for with the character. And he got a big choice at the end, which is all you can really hope for a character. And he got to woo some people and do some evil and paint some paintings. And I would love to see more of him in the future.
Yeah.
But I don't regret not having him around for more.
Yeah, I guess to the very wordy question that I was trying to get through.
Almost. Let's say this.
You made him as a response for this campaign.
I did. Yes. We needed some god stuff. We needed some healing.
Yeah.
We needed some evil. I will say this though, and this is no slight against Matt. I feel like Breas had more questions answered than FCG did.
FCG was supposed to be a longer journey that got cut short.
I have so many questions about
And you would have had them
FCG.
answered in Aor if you would have fucking made it.
The whole point was to get him to Aor. There were so many answers for FCG and Aor.
You should be apologizing to us.
Storyline dead. We'll take his hand, get it there.
Oh yeah, we'll get it there at some point.
Well, between Downfall and the origins of Ruidus, and Chetney totally being Orum's biological father, Campaign 3 was full of Exandria-shaking revelations. Let's take a look at some of the most memorable.
And as I walk, I look up at him and I say, "Boy, I bet you think you're real scary. You think Gurge has a gift." Wait till you get a load of mist. My shoulder pops out. My back cracks.
He's a tiny werewolf. He's a terrier.
You're trying to atone me, and I didn't do anything wrong.
And he stabs you through the heart.
No! Oh my god.
As I live and breathe.
Wait, you know?
No,
you know each other?
No, couldn't be.
Wait, are you unknown?
Yes?
Deanna.
I go for it. Please, let me help.
I wrote a heart and it says former lover.
Is that all? I'd hope for more.
Where there once was a golden, impish, sweet little boy. I'm gonna drop that shit.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Okay, now yo, I saw you. You killed my friends at Marquette. You were there.
I'm jumping full speed.
I need everyone to roll initiative now.
What? Were you? Oh my god!
I didn't want this to happen.
You're just a fucking.
I guess I'll just buzzsaw
We're Bell's Hills. And don't you forget it.
Something is wrong here.
And I'm gonna keep walking.
Something is wrong here.
Getting in any of the talk, wasn't
The castle. To meet it's a great boon.
How may I assist? Very well.
We promised a wonderful feast and an amazing party, and we were told we were going to be serving a greater purpose for Whitestone. That was it. They dragged me away, separated me from my parents, was brutally beaten, and then it's a little fuzzy after that, but next thing
At
I
your
remember
command.
was waking up being hung from a tree. It was the sun tree, actually. It was quite a spectacle.
I am yours to command.
Yeah, I gathered.
As Keyleth lies, kind of frozen, eyes wide, Odahan goes for like heart attack, and there's a dark flash in the air.
Happy to, sure.
And you see where Odahan's blade was.
What?
I am yours to command. One word about size and you can forget it.
You see a masked figure with
Shut
long...
up!
Just ask and I'll do it. Glad to be of
Standing
assistance.
over and protecting her body. Daggers in each hand. The door opens.
The group needs me?
Inside,
That
a
shouldn't be
darkened,
too difficult.
looks like a closet, and a figure huddled defensively against the back wall. If we could have... If we could please have Sam Riegel come to the table. And looks down at the rest of you.
What's happening right now?
No.
No way. No fucking way.
I think I know what's happening.
You sneaky!
We're back with the 7 founders of Critical Role and Handsome Squidward.
And Robbie David!
Oh yeah, whatever. I have a question. I have an answer.
Are you gonna get any questions?
I've been skipping them all.
Wait, I've seen a bunch once again in our Discord about when you realized you had feelings for Orem. That was been spammed a few times.
Who's running the show?
Well, game recognizes game, motherfucker.
All right, we'll ask the deep lore after that. When it's Liam O'Brien across the table from you, that's true. But to be fair, I was eyeing you all.
Everyone's that we got a lot. Was there anyone else that Dorian had eyes for? Because you hinted about it.
Did Brains have a shot?
In the first Forest E.
Very quickly. Who was it? Who was it?
Everybody. I know that's a cop-out answer, but I was like, I'm gonna get one of you, but you can't run from your true love.
I wonder if Dorian saw the porn they shot.
That's what
okay, I'll give you a real answer because I've ducked it for however many years. There was, and I really did eye you all, because they're all whatever. Well, actually, number one. There was a moment early in the
Something
season
is wrong
where
here.
Princess carried up to like look at the top of
Something
the
is
roof,
wrong here.
and I had this thought. I was like, is this the moment? Yeah, I thought about it for a second, and then I abandoned it for my sweet little boyfriend. I thought about it.
Complicated.
I'm not gonna blush.
Sorry.
You thought your dead girl was going to be unromanceable. You fool.
I think you got the better end of that deal for sure.
Robbie has told us anything. You can
You can't tell us
anything.
It is true.
Back to the real.
Something is wrong here.
Back to the real question.
I'm going to fireman.
It is done.
Him a big loaf.
Matt,
Yes.
Something amiss.
what would have happened
Yes,
if
consider
Imogen
it
had
done.
given in to Predatos earlier on or
carry
on
me.
How may I assist? Fair enough, my friend.
If you had given in, it would have led to direct Predathos communion. It would have been visions of Predathos' past, visions of other entities, the 2 original gods devoured, and it would have unlocked additional powers for any future combat that you wanted to do. But Imogen, each use would have brought you closer to more or less
cleansed and balanced.
leaving with your mother. So it would have been an opportunity for Imogen to eventually get to a point where she leaves the group, and you would have had to make a new character.
You're saying that would have transformed her into an NPC?
Yeah,
technically.
Like I assume that every time, if I'd have like failed one of the wisdom checks, right, and like delved into Perdothos, then each time that I tried to block it again, it would have been harder. And
the DC would have gotten higher and higher each time.
Yeah.
The idea being that, and it wouldn't have been like an immediate thing. It would have been like the first time would have been a really intense communion, and that draw would have been
a really intense communion, you guys.
But it would have been, with each one, the draw would have been stronger.
Am I needed?
The promise of power would have been larger, and each use of the power and each opportunity for you to reconnect would have been a much more intense thing.
Could have nine-eyes this shit.
No, it's
blew
blew
away.
I told you.
Wait, really?
Oh yeah. I wanted to do that.
Chat wants forever.
He was fully encouraged.
Someone in the chat just said, "Is it just me, or does Matt look more tired than normal?"
Yeah, they're on taking it. We played for 10 years, and all of a sudden.
break.
And to answer your question, absolutely.
Yes.
Not any campaign 3 have slowed my life down. Absolutely not.
Being very sarcastic when I said the chat is pumping us up. That is not what they were doing.
Keeping us humble.
Speaking of slowly dying on camera,
Sam,
how do you feel about FCG's end?
I want it to be the way you didn't mean.
You can't breathe.
Robbie, that was really insensitive.
You're gonna be fine.
It really is the gift.
Only
So you mean when I was undergoing radiation?
Yes.
I love it.
God,
Yeah, don't worry, we'll edit this out. We'll edit this out. No one will see this.
Listen, the truth is we're all slowly dying. No one makes it out alive.
It's truth.
Victory
how
shall
do
be
you-
ours.
Look at me.
How do I feel about FCG's end?
I got a full-on question.
Okay.
How do you feel about FCG's end?
Yes.
Were you hoping for a way to save them, or are you happy and wanting them to sacrifice themselves? And would FCG even want to be revived?
What now?
So many questions.
Yeah.
First of all, very pleased with my end. It meant something. It made a difference. It was I thought a pretty nice moment. I am pissed as a character that I didn't get the answers that I wanted, and I hope that right now, after I'm done talking, that answer. I don't think that FCG would want to be resurrected. No, they did their thing, and they're done. That's it.
Rest would be welcome, lest we endanger ourselves.
Like you had kind of chatted to us or me or whatever about. I had this like vague memory of you being like, I don't want to be brought back, right?
Yeah.
Like that was how you felt when after it happened.
For sure.
Yes.
Also, I mean, makes it a little bit more meaningful, but also, you know, I told that story. It had an end. There's no reason to dig it back.
After searching for the possibility
I'll do
of
it.
having a soul and the question of FCG,
I am ready.
got the realist answer, which is an
Simple and
afterlife
surge free.
and a purpose beyond that. You know, under the path of the Changebringer.
But is the Changebringer cool or not? You were giving me all these mixed signals.
Changebringer changes from moment to moment. No, Changebringer's awesome. But change.
She was being wishy-washy intentionally sometimes. Why?
Ready for it?
Because
So
it's
easy,
one thing
you
to be
could almost
told
do
the
it
path to
yourself.
walk. It's another to walk the path and then find your way how you're supposed to.
Happy to help.
Hey,
That's it.
fucking hey.
And then,
Dick.
tell me.
Nice, get him.
Tell me this. What would I have learned if I went to see Devexia?
Well, that is a great segue. We don't even have the questions. What do you think would have happened if FCG had visited Aor and had he met up with the Devexian?
Devexian,
right
one, would have had the capability of upgrading elements of FCG. With other
Sorry, I think Omar farted.
Other-
You think?
We had to confirm.
They were like,
That was me.
We were like, was it?
Was it like nose hand tongue?
The group needs me.
Alistair.
Sorry.
Upgraded like arm and legs, or upgraded like laser beams.
They would have made those little
No.
flags real.
Devexian does not have a tongue. Damn it.
Automatons? Gathering other parts? Like,
Next question.
what does he do if he finds other automatons? Like,
Well, no, because not all automatons, that were found were repairable, and so Devexian sometimes cobbles them together, sometimes builds new ones from what can be located, and Devexian more or less is trying to restart the automaton with not locked into the memories of the past, in the hopes that they can forge a new future without the weight of Aor behind them. So Devexian is more or less trying to be a soft messiah for the Aorian people from the background. You get a little bit of that in Take That. There's a fun little interaction in that series with Devexian specifically. But with that, Devexian may have given FCG a little more context to what Aor meant and what their purpose was and the challenges they had in Aor society. Yeah, and would have said to go to Aor to find the true answers, because only there you would have. And in Aor, you would have had more memories come up of like what you were built for. The care and the culling was specifically Aormatons designed as like aid helpers and supportive like care workers, and you were a part of a group of this sort of group designed to be given as gifts to diplomatic allies to Aor yourself, and signaled to then turn on their gifts. And so there would have been a lot of like dark history where you were, but a lot of also ideas of like you were not bound by history, you have control over your destiny to carry forward. A lot of fun messages.
Is there a place in Aor buried deep where there's a whole bank of fresh cut grass models?
I am yours
and
to
you're all
command.
networked? And you set off the memory like Luda?
Speak your mind.
Maybe we could turn you on somewhere else.
You can always find that
somewhere else.
The chat is out for the guys, by the way.
I suppose we need a replacement.
And then I saw a follow-up that said, Liam looks like he's being tortured.
I haven't changed in 10 years.
I don't know what the guys did, but we're fucking high-value targets.
Not to give a little peek behind the curtain. We're all wearing makeup right now. Look extra shitty. It shines through the makeup.
Sam, I really want to stay focused on you.
Okay, great.
Well, did you intentionally play a Minotaur just to break the trend of many years of playing small characters? Or were you specifically trying to create a thirst trap for your previous character?
That one.
Yeah. I knew it. It's the best. It's the joke. It's all for the joke.
Yeah, it's all for the bit. It's all for the bit. I've played larger characters before. Tyrion Darrington is a normal size.
Also, a second follow-up there.
That's true. That's true. It's just I start campaigns as small. That's the only
Speaking of big hunky guys, Travis, do you know what happened to Chetney's family?
I don't. I
Can
don't.
I see some ID, young man, please?
No alcohol. Not alcohol. By the way, it's just Allison.
I know where you are.
No, they all fled.
Could we stop and rest?
Yep.
That is my
Not-
job.
Yeah. so
It's always a person.
you
are beginning to bother
me. The area outside of where Craghammer is. Okay, got you. Yeah. Erevan the Rhyme Lord. That was during the Ice Lost years. Yeah. Not a dragon actually.
Oh, really?
Large elemental lord.
Oh, I read that wrong.
What? There was a question that said, "What was the deal with Shithead, the bird?"
That's a great question.
That is an amazing question.
I totally forgot about Shithead.
time.
What was the backstory with that?
The backstory was Ted Grass, when I designed the character, was going to have a pet bird with him named Shithead. But then I realized how hard and how stupid it is to have an animal companion.
Wow.
But I had already had the drawing done. I'd already had the art made for Shithead, and so I told Matt right at the beginning of the campaign, I was like, "Hey man, I had this art done. I don't know what to do with it. His name's Shithead the bird. Just have it menace me at some point."
That was it.
And that was it. And that was up to Matt to make it a sort of a harbinger of doom.
Well, because I remember.
What?
What's happening over there?
What?
Don't worry about it.
It's roasting you now.
You're too fine.
How about you?
My handsomest host here. Brought down to our level.
Cheers for the savagery in the
His hair,
chat.
Roddy, this hair.
I'm going to try.
You have such good hair.
I'm going to immediately throw away from the compliments. From tankard to a flask, then a gas can, and eventually an infernal Stanley Cup, which is just a normal Stanley Cup. No one knows how to cause a ruckus with a cup. Quite like Sam Riegel. We are. It's all you, baby. It's all you. And here is 2.5 minutes of proof.
Woo!
My name is Sir Bertrand Bell. It's a pleasure to meet all of you.
You're a knight?
Are you a noble?
Not a noble. A knight is generous.
I mean, we knew that already.
You know, things happen when you come and go from there. You know, years have gone by, and it only feels like a couple minutes for you. Oh my God!
It's pressed like a dark leather. It looks almost like a heavy, almost oni brow with these horns that curve up.
Oh wow!
Got my mask ready. What? What? It's my human skin mask. First, I'm gonna cast Yassify.
Oh no! My God!
First, I'm gonna cast Yassify.
Already tired.
Oh my. 26.
Oh my
fucking God.
Oh my!
Oh no! There are a number of folks rushing around in similar kind of robes that are.
Oh my God!
Okay. I just finished baking a bundt cake. I can give you guys a bundt cake.
You've been baking bunts? No.
Oh no! I've got. Oh shit! It fell.
Go ahead and eat it, Emily.
Show it to the outside.
Hey, Emily.
On this side of the table.
It's bad here.
I'm gonna do it.
Why?
With my special rolling device. It's also a dice tower.
What?
6. Seeing all of this action,
Victory shall be ours.
From my Stanley Cup.
You know this.
Ew! Gross!
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like the mushroom.
Destiny awaits.
You did good. I think instead of the flask, I think you now need the fan and just need to.
We're back. That was the softest entry. You let me get away with that?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, team. It's time for questions. Oh, better. Yeah. Race to the moon. All of these start with you.
Why?
It's just the way it is.
Okay, let's go.
Enter my world.
I do like this question quite a bit. Was Maury's deal with Orem always meant to be a fake out, or did you plan to follow up on it, but they got the plans change during the game as it progressed.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No,
I really like your haircut, Matt.
Thank you. And I wanted to have like an end of C3 and Divergence kind of connotation, you know,
Something amiss.
cleansing to back of the when we
Very
first
well.
started. You know, kind of like a bookend.
I know, it is a lot of pressure.
Back to the question at hand. No, it was funny because thinking from the mindset of
At your command.
Morgan during that time of the Fate Stitcher, in those moments, like her beloved, you know, adopted granddaughter,
How may I
essentially,
assist?
and
I
her
am yours to
compatriots who are
command.
going
That
to
shouldn't be
leaving
too
for a
difficult.
dangerous mission that'll have impact on the realms beyond, including the Fey realm and the space where she has interests in her fate. And Orm comes to her saying, and your sweet
In
firm
Marines' name,
safe.
it will be done.
In which in her mind she's like, of course I'll give you this.
This isn't working. This isn't working.
Great.
This isn't working.
I'll take it.
Working.
He's like, however,
Something amiss.
you must promise that we all come back alive. And she's like, I can't promise that. You're going to the moon. You're going so far beyond my ability to control that. But sure. Anyway. So like in the moment, it was like, sure, if you want to make the deal, because if you all come back alive, I get someone bound to me at practically no work from her standpoint, but she's not going to tell you that. She's going to let
What
him
is
believe
it, you
that.
preposterously petulant
You know, worry
persnicket?
about it. Because like in my head, I was like, she's willing to make a wheel and deal here if he wants to bring it. And the more it kind of began to form, she's like, this asks a little beyond my ability on where you're going, but I'm not going to correct anything. In the off chance that everything goes perfectly, and I get a free servant out of this, and so when it finally came down to that, yeah, no, you're good. Your friend died, so technically our contract's broken. Sorry.
None of our players would die, so thank you for eating shit.
Always eat shit.
One word about size and you can forget it.
Follow up. Did Nana make the sea poppers, or did they exist before Chetney's deal?
Yes.
You also don't have to read.
No, he does.
Did it reconfigure Caleb's upbringing, or did little Bren had he always fallen in love with those toys on his scarce trips to Lexington?
So the best that I could convey this to all of you.
Whatever you say, we'll be candid.
These crafted eggs and such fine
I sense great evil.
woodwork
Fabled treasure.
has always existed in
Terrible.
Yours to
Alexandria.
command.
Probably some
But it's very
spy.
just elements of memory tethered to such things as to who was responsible.
You didn't even make the wood eggs, but you have one up your butt?
Or maybe.
Eggs are sound,
How
suggest.
can I help?
Oh.
I'll certainly try.
Even Chet thinks he made the wood eggs.
The group needs me.
Tell me this. Is
Fair
Chetney
enough, my
Scanlon's
friend.
father?
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah. And Orm's dad.
That's not true.
I believe both of these.
They're not the only ones.
Of course.
All right, this one is for Matt and
Many
Taliesin.
things have been said, and I'm so confused.
I'm gonna find
Someone's
out.
yelling at me to grow my fucking beard back. Y'all need to calm down. I'm a human being. And a deeply
They just want you to grow
Tired
so
one.
you can donate it to Travis.
That's true, yeah.
Needed. I would love to stop and rest.
So wait, is he a fraud?
I'm not confirming anything. I'm just saying in the logistics of it. He has made all kinds of stuff in history.
Does he know if he made the eggs or not?
I made the eggs. Yes, of course. I made all these toys.
You remember?
They suddenly got much, much better, I think.
And much
Yeah.
more expensive, am I right?
I'm to help clarify from my standpoint here, there are some elements of history that are fun for me to answer and confirm, and there are some that are fun to raise more questions about it.
I made a series of eggs along with a litany of other toys after the Nanamori stuff. The toys got much more intricate, like much more complicated
Got
than they previously were. But the originals
are still fucking highly sought after.
Oh wait. So the eggs, all of the eggs you made after you made them.
He had made them before.
You'd made them before. Okay.
I only made 2 after the new.
Did Chetney carve the interrogation chair from campaign 2?
Yes, that was in Canada.
No wonder it had
Saw
so much
that.
weight to it. It was extremely ominous.
Just check under the leg.
Beautiful.
Yes. So that was the reason to give Nana a tiki bar. I'm pretty sure that was just from discussing a little bit with you with what your home was about.
So. Yeah. We just discussed it.
It had to have tiki.
It
had to have tiki.
It
It feels a fun thing to give a hag in the middle.
A great little, yeah. I
Fun
just
vibe.
wanted it to have a fun,
accustomed to these
fun house.
Who doesn't want a tiki?
You guys
have these lovely. You do have
Inspired by home life. I mean, you instantly know the vibe when you walk in and you see a tiki bar. That's
true.
You're like, all right, we're down.
They have a tiki
You
bar.
really do. You really do. You know you're gonna have a good time. Most of it good. But you know you're gonna have a good drink.
Not sure, but it's gonna be sweet. That's all.
Yeah, Ashley, does Fern have any worries about Tevin Clask and the Lord of the Hells? What they have in store for their future?
Not
For her
at all.
future? No, does not care.
No, I really think, yeah. I don't, I think she just...
Down for the fucking ride.
I mean, I think if there was worry there, she wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just kind of like, well, let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
I will.
She's
You
She's
know?
got Tevin wrapped around her finger, according to a certain book.
Burned on her hand.
I mean,
ready for
you know,
anything.
we'll see how that maybe one day pans out. But
I very much have
Am I needed?
interest in a future Fern-centric Bell's Hells game.
Really?
That where a lot of these might come in.
Moving on.
It's too much to then take a sidetrack in the middle of our finale or a post-Desafio era.
I did have moments during the game where I was like, maybe we should go talk to Asmodeus and try to buddy up, or I don't know. I was like, there were so many possibilities of using that sort of relationship, but I don't think she has a care in the world about it.
Okay.
I really don't.
I have a pitch. I have a pitch for a future one shot.
Great.
It's like Fern, but like Love Island, or like The Ultimatum or something. Where it's yes, where it's
she's the
bachelorette.
Okay.
She's the bachelorette, and you have Ashen, you have Chetney, you have Brayus, you have Tevin, you have the ghost pirate that you stole.
Pirate.
You have all of these people that you like
Go on dates with?
and you go on dates with, and it's like we do a reality show
We can do
style.
it like Marvel's Secret War, where we're just all stuck there and we can't leave under threat of death. Like it is just under penalty of death. We have to be there and compete.
If we were to spend
3 weeks
together in the 9 hells, how hot would it get?
Those gotta go through.
I wanted
So, you live in the 9 house. What would we do for a first date?
Perfect.
I love it.
Which would be the first phone you would show me?
Hey, that pirate got a girlfriend.
Hey,
I saw the tiki bar on his boat.
Something amiss?
I wish I had a fun question to ask, but they're all just
I go
so
for it.
serious for you.
Me?
Serious?
Yes, not too serious.
Okay.
How did wearing the circlet change Imogen's perspective on the people around her? Does she keep wearing it in her downtime?
Oh. Gosh, the circlet changed everything for Imogen. I mean, yes, she hated being around people before the circlet. And then it was just like, oh, you guys can be, you're my friends.
How may I
It's the
assist?
best.
Very well.
Yeah, so I don't. There were a couple times in the end of the campaign that I ended up taking the circlet off because
I had more powerful items that I needed to use.
Wow.
But no, and I did keep it in mind. Like anytime that I was unattuned to the circlet, I was like aware of the fact that it was like kind of back. But I feel like as her power grew, her control of that element also grew, so it wasn't as dominating past a certain point. Yeah.
Yeah, like taught you how to like guide you to the steps to like deal with it in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I really like that. Yeah, because I remember early on we would like try and find Booth in the far back corner and stuff, which was really cool.
Yeah, I remember the first time we got out of the city and I was like out in nature and I could step away and it was like, oh my god. I was just like having this conversation a couple days ago about like that was a weird choice to make at the beginning of a campaign, to choose a character that was like tortured to be around people, because it was really hard to show
Rest
her
would be
character
welcome, lest
at the
we
beginning.
endanger ourselves.
So yeah. It was fun.
I think also
At your
related
command.
probably for a lot of people.
Yeah.
A very
Yeah.
different swing from Jester.
Yes.
You have to answer a question for
Yeah,
yourself,
Robbie.
I have there are none on my page. Not a single
Robbie,
one.
I saw one in the Discord.
Uh-oh.
What is your mother's name?
Days.
Is that you?
You're gonna ask me a lore question? My mom's name is Mom.
No,
And
what's her name?
she's the best
Make it up
mom
now if you
in the
don't have
world.
it. Make it up.
I do have it.
You just
Help
don't
me.
remember it?
Dad's name was. They were all wind puns, I'm afraid. There's a Zephyr in there for sure, which I think was Pops, and Matt's trying to desperately save me. What is it?
Nefele.
That sounds
You found
right.
it the same second I did.
Thanks, guys. See, you need a team to figure out your own lore.
The two Wyvern Winds and the up-and-coming Sun Bronte.
I'm gonna drop it in chat so that they have the spelling.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where Cyrus was always the linchpin for moving forward. But as far as Mom and Dad go, it was more about the concept of
properly cleansed.
like I didn't have her name running through my head at all times. Yeah, but yeah, if you want to pop it in the chat.
I'm glad we got to have those moments at the end of the campaign. It was heartbreaking when he went back to find the Silken Squall outside of Vasselheim, and like walking in and having heard that you had chosen a different name than the one they gave you.
Oh, and I didn't clock it until we got to RP a little bit, which was great. I just thought that you were calling me that, and then I'm like, oh no, this is a conscious choice by Matt in this RP moment, and I missed it, which is interesting for anyone who's chosen to go by any name in the world. You go back home to Mom and Dad, and all of a sudden you potentially become who you used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was a really fun way for that to unfold.
The group needs
and
me.
Thanks for letting me have that moment, because I kind of just took it, which is a
great.
scary thing to do in any
That's
game.
the best part.
Yeah.
I love it.
I have a Dorian question as well.
Uh-oh.
I thought it was fascinating to see how losing Dorian's brother threw your whole story on its head, upside down.
Sure.
What was it like having to reconfigure when that happened, like that week or those 2 weeks, as you were like, I'm this, no, now I'm this.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Yeah, well, thankfully I created a character that compartmentalized really well. So there was the aspect of like, well, how do you play the story, but fold yourself into a story that's already been unfolding without like, oh, I want to shine the spotlight on me, I want to talk about my tragic backstory, and then but also do service to what happened with my mother. So I think there was a real craftsmanship in getting Dorian back into the story where everyone was on the same page, and that unfolded between and Matt. So I feel like, you know, we were meeting at a time when
Only
they had
because
just
you
something
asked
great
nice.
and we could all just feel that together without sitting around the campfire going, let's talk about our dead friends. So it did make me feel like, after being away from the table for so long, that at least the wavelengths was the same with the rest of the crew. And then I always
Consider
felt
it
a little
done.
bit unresolved because there was so much to do in the last 30 episodes or so. But having that moment with Mom and the guilt of being the catalyst of losing a family member, through that scene, being able to give Dorian closure on that and let go of some of that guilt and breathe in the love of his family, that wrapped it up for me in a way that felt okay, to where I felt like Dorian could move on. So yeah, it's really it's a different thing.
Can you tell chat to relax and tell them that you'll be coming back as many times as we ask you for forever and ever?
I'm still waiting for the contracts to come back from the lawyers. You know, we have some truly incredible battle maps in Campaign 3.
We're not letting him go.
He's not going anywhere. One of us, motherfucker.
And with all
How are we
those
helping the less
sexy
fortunate
new
trudging
beauty
around in
shots and
here?
our amazing crew has been getting, we would be remiss if we didn't pay tribute to some of the standout maps of Campaign 3. Who doesn't like a good map? Take a look.
Matt Mercer.
Heal and repent.
Fair enough, my friend.
With vengeance.
Something is wrong here. Something is wrong here. Something is faulty. Something is wrong here. I shall attend to it immediately. I am yours to command.
Welcome back, everyone. Here's the deal. I'm about to say a bunch of names. And everyone's name who I say are incredibly talented. This is a shout out to our amazing crew behind our menus. Tyler Walpole, Ian Iron
Don't
Tusk.
cross in front. Go behind.
Nice. Knoxweiler, Burv, Jesse Jurdek, Daniel Airley. Daniel Airley, Peyton Keogh, Laceball, Ron Ogden, and Angela Bassett. Yes, that Angela Bassett. No, no, not that Angela Bassett. This one goes by DM_Ophelia on IG. But seriously, though, could you imagine?
Sorry, I just pushed the button. Sorry.
If I said your name correctly, I still love you very
Something is wrong here. Something is faulty.
Team, we got a whole new set of questions about who you are. Are you mentally prepared? I know I sure am. I'm going to start at the bottom. Just kidding, it's back to
Victory
you,
shall
Matt.
be ours.
Okay, this is interesting. What were the personal dynamics among Ludinus and his generals, like Odahan, Liliana, and Zethuda? How do they vibe together?
I mean, originally they vibed well. They were all brought under Ludinus,
Where can I be
who
of
had
most use?
a very prominent figure historically, and between multiple different cultures and communities of power in Exandria, and especially in the wake of the Apex War for Odahan, in which case, you know, if you are a legendary soldier, it's tough in times of peace, especially when you're a soldier that she was eager to be part of this for the promise of another
Sire?
opportunity to rise to prominence, and you know,
I go forth.
she's not a good person. As if you didn't know that. Zathuda, Liana, they were all brought together under the auspice of Ludinus's plot. And when they were all brought there, they already were kind of within a trusted space, shown enough to see how much work he had put into this, and saw it kind of like more or less a surefire thing. And the more they began to extend these like last-minute plans that he required them to help with, the more they began to butt heads further and further. And so they got together okay at the beginning, but even with the short time that that Ludinus began to kind of relax his grip on his plot and let other people handle things he needed them to do, the more they began to clash, the more they began to dislike each other, and it began to kind of sow these seeds of discontent through the Ruby Vanguard.
They were friends. Just buds.
How can I help?
Just like best
Just chill, bros. You know, I wouldn't consider them friends, but they were definitely compatriots in arms.
I can't make my knuckles make a sound when I slam them together. Like, how hard did you hit your knuckles together to make?
Not hard.
It's like a slap.
Oh, you just did it.
Yeah, it was a crack. It was slap, not crack.
No, you should definitely keep trying until
I didn't know it was a hand to knuckle. I thought it was nuts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You guys ever play nuts?
You ever do? Are you talking about?
Sick nuts player.
You talking about quarters?
Smoke you, dude.
Quarters. Have you ever done quarters? Yeah.
I think when I looked out to try to avoid when I was leaving
Want to play pencil break?
Something is wrong here. Something is wrong here.
We've all done panels and questions from the audiences, and one of the toughest ones to answer is what's your favorite? So I'm not going to ask you that. I'm going to ask
With vengeance.
what's your favorite.
Something is empty. Something is wrong here. Good. Something is wrong here.
Pick between
I like them
your
all for
brothers and
different
children.
reasons. That's the thing.
Answer it while doing Just Dance. Lady Gaga's applause.
That's a throwback. No, I'm okay. Oh man.
We could do abracadabra now because it's like a full circle and
I get to sit while I'm
you
doing
can
it?
sit,
It's
yeah.
true.
How may I assist?
So
Very
good.
well.
Man, I mean, Odahan was so genuinely terrifying because of how cruel she was. Of the generals, she was definitely the most fun to scare the players. So if I had to say, I'd say her. Zathuda, for what time we got to see, was more manipulative and conniving. Definitely, playing multiple angles, especially manipulation of Fern and the hope that he had for his daughter as his more or less his chip in the game to get one over the other generals. Liliana was a tragic figure, and based on how things might have ended up so tragically.
Ready for
I'm
anything.
happy that it didn't, because it allowed for a softer narrative for you at the end. But yeah, Odahan probably was the most dangerous of them all.
But Zathuda, as a flesh tapestry, so much fun though, right?
Honestly, what a terrifying end for him. I kind of love it.
Yeah, and I love how you were acting it out because I feel like I just saw it.
Yeah.
And then I was just thinking of the scenes in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the pulled skin. Really.
Oh yeah.
Loved
Did you
it.
throw that out in the moment?
Yeah.
Because that's what Nanamori is
Oh,
about.
that's right. You did throw it out in the moment because you were always talking about the loom, and then it just happened. And you were like, all right, well, I guess I'll just go with it.
Yeah, like I knew there was a
I'll do it. With vengeance.
in particular about what it did. Go there.
Like, that was a just in the moment thing, Matthew.
There's a lot of that.
Your brain is.
From you guys too, though.
Yeah, but your
Any
brain
GM out there also does that shit all the time.
I mean,
You know.
I know that the episode where we faced off one of the allies down fast blew my mind. But before that even, Odahan seemed so terrifying to me. He fits on the field and standing over it.
Weapon is empty.
Just really, really scary.
Something is wrong
I feel like she
here.
could have TPK'd us.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it
every time.
And just the
Circumstance.
I feel like it has to be to any enemy that can move across a
I am yours to command.
like anyone who
At your
who
command.
can clear a big distance is terrifying.
Yeah. That was the scariest fight.
Yeah.
The Laden on Orin. I was like, this feels awful.
Yeah.
That was like the hardest fight.
Like you wouldn't have beaten her. If she might have gotten hurt and fled, but she wasn't interested in killing you all. She was interested in trying to get her to resolve. Very much that kind of like, if I can get her to exalt, she might be useful to me. Try to be useful to everything, and at the very least, confuse her mother, who I don't like. So there was a lot of idea of just like trying to manipulate you, trying to get you to exalt, to see if you were capable of that, and being useful to her and the overall plot. So it was fun to kind of explore that. But that final battle was meant to be. Here's the thing: I've been running these games for you guys for 10 years now, and there are many dangerous fights that I build up that I thought I'd plan well for, and you guys just kind of tactically do well and roll well, and you just kind of steamroll it. And I'm like, well, okay, that was a little anticlimactic. Cool. I was not going to let that happen with her.
Good. Good. Did not happen.
We felt it.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
Well, you felt it, but when I wasn't at the table, I felt the ripples of what was going on via the internet. And that evening when you were in that fight, my phone just started going off because I have my notifs on, and I was like, what's going on? Oh, they're in trouble. Because people were like screaming. They were like, come help them, everyone's dying.
Let me just drive over to the studio.
So when your fantasy world reaches its tendrils into the real world and interrupts my dinner, that's when you know you're kicking ass.
So that's an interesting thing that just a little like behind the scenes thing that we've had to be mindful of, because I remember when FCG died and Christian Navarro texted me that night. He was like so excited to watch the game tonight, and I was like, did anyone tell him? Did we tell him? I need to tell him.
Right.
And I was like, hey, I just want to give you a heads up, like
my hand.
something bad is gonna happen, and people are going to be adding you, and so just be in the know. And he was like, oh God, what? So yeah, sometimes if it's bad,
there are a lot of good questions here, but we don't have that much time, but I do want to give Chalice a chance to get lost in the weeds for justice.
The group needs
This question is so good.
That shouldn't be too difficult.
My golden way through any weeds. Ashton's nature was a huge enigma in this campain. Dunamis explains Ashton's unique abilities, but what race was Ashton born? And how was he transformed?
An intriguing proposal.
Is that all?
Well,
I'd hoped for more.
as for, I mean, honestly, they don't really have a lot of memory about what. I mean, they kind of.
Surge free.
I always assumed they were basically human, some sort of humanoid, and it was going through the portal that really the elemental portal that kind of kicked that off, and we never really got into it because
I thought
I don't think Ashton ever smoked a pipe. That is not a euphemism.
Just the tree did?
Well, like I don't think you ever got your proudest moment. I don't think I ever did that. I didn't inhale. But should I save that for possibly in game, or should I just let that one?
That's it.
Yeah, the slow change into their rock form happened when they were younger and when they were in the home under the state's care, and it was like everything, kind of traumatizing. A life of trauma.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was they were born soft and got hard later.
I wish to be a rock.
I will say there was a deep
Sweet.
I am ready.
I love how all I said was sweet, and you immediately turned and looked at me, Leo. This is for you, my sweet little boyfriend. Is there any information about Will's... Shut it, handsome Squidward. Is there any information about Will's sisters that never came up in game that you'd like to share? For example, does Orem have a favorite triplet?
I don't know if I would say favorite, but I think he has the closest connection to Lita, who took over for Derrig as master of arms for Zephyra, because he trained with her. So Will and Lita and Orem were together for years, training under Derrig
It is
preparing themselves for life of service in Zephyra. She definitely spent the most time with her and the other sisters. And I know that as the campaign made its way, I did talk to Matt about my hopes for Lita taking over for Derek, and how I saw her, and the things that I hoped for her for her place in Zephyr.
Speak your mind.
You know, even as the story, and I don't know what's happening next. I don't, but I really like her as a character, and I like her taking over her father, and I like her.
Here's a completely organic segue. Everyone's got weird habits, am I right? For example, my weird habit would be.
Yeah, think of something on the fly, Roger.
That's amazing. That's weird. Yeah, I love it. But you're completely organic.
I wish I did. Oh man, I'm sure I got one somewhere. Yeah, I know. I'm weird. But some cast members have habits so regular that you can practically set your watch by them. Roll the clip!
It looks like it was a heavy hit, and it's looking pretty hurt already in one strike.
Have the favor. What can I be of most use?
Half undead blood, and release the chill touch. The 2 skeleton claws. Graviton takes.
Matt! You can divide and conquer, right?
We're running out of time. I'll move up towards Ashton. 30 feet.
30.
This
is a new stance. Even the chairs.
The wares once emanated around like a cage. Now it's just.
It was indeed confirmed to be sort of an excretion that is utilized by heart
Make your servant awake.
tunnels.
I fucking hate you all so much. Pause a breath as you roll up your hole, which right now is pretty. Spread your legs a little bit. Spread your wings. Whoop, I ain't playing too much fine, right?
all over town.
I'm
ready.
I was trying to say.
How can I help?
What now?
Let's go mushroom right over.
Okay, let's do it.
Ride the mushroom.
There are multiple sections.
Steer the head of the
I await your need.
Am I needed?
Confident.
What?
It's cocked. Got fucking died.
Yes.
Good. Ashley, I know. I know.
That dies so much.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Oh, that's
6 dice rolls to get the.
I know, I'm so happy.
No.
That was almost an natural 22. Okay. But look how good they're almost. That was.
Our mom.
What the hell? How does it do that?
What is that? That's an 8. Or is it an 8? Or is it a 3? Or is it a 6?
That's a lowercase.
Then it's faulty and has no effect.
What's that? Guys,
Those are very different numbers.
the worst! How can you think it's 3 different numbers? One of them has 2 digits!
This dice has no numbers on it.
Who stuns the ghost?
Carnival.
0 gravity rage.
Interesting. So let's fucking rage. Let's see what the hell tools I'm playing with. Interesting. That's fun. Right now.
It wasn't even that close, was it?
I'm going to rage. Ready. Now we're having fun.
Glad to be of assistance.
Come on. That'll do. Come on, give me something fun. I can make that work. Going to rage and see what the fuck happens. Here we go. Okay. Do it the old-fashioned way. Never look if you want to win. Ball sack. God damn.
Oh, are we back?
Oh, sorry. We're still back. It's time for the serious portion of the show.
Whoa.
The solstice approaches. Where the questions get hard hitting. Taliesin, what happened during Ashton's pasta adventure?
Oh
Yeah.
That's right, because I wasn't there. Well, I mean, we got into a little bit of it, but basically ended up accidentally stumbling into what was a underworld robbery that was going on. Kind of got picked up into it, couldn't get out. Ended up going to what was basically an Italian restaurant where there was like mobsters downstairs having a show, like a showdown. Picked a side, hoped it was the right one. There was a mad chase, including helping rob the place, pissing off people that may come back. I don't know. He doesn't really know who they were. He was just going with it because otherwise, you have to do something. And eventually made off with what they thought was loot, but instead was just a lot of pasta and sauce and bakery. And figured, could be worse. And now we got to get out of town real fast before they figure out that I was part of that.
These are the answers to the hard questions you want to know.
It was a romp.
Here's one for Matt. Yours was great. But here's one for Matt. What were the range of possibilities when the Malleus Key was first activated? Was it possible for Predathos to have been released early in the campaign if the party hadn't managed to damage any of the power supplies or destroyed the key